Okay, this is Steve again. I just laid down my second coat of base coat on the car. Still got problems, still working through it. You know, there's an art to it and then there's a technique, and I'm still working through it. And yesterday when I was working with the owner of SPI on how to fix my gun, one of the suggestions he made at one point in time was for me to add some reducer to my base coat to lower the viscosity and see if it would spit or pulsate with the gun before we actually came to the solution. I used that paint that was slightly over reduced by about 10-15% when I first started spraying. Of course, I started on the top surfaces, and the good news is that stuff, with it being over reduced like it did on the horizontal surfaces, it flowed out like float glass. It looks really good when it flows out. There's no orange peel whatsoever on the top or on the hood or on the trunk, but there's a double-edged sword there. When it got to the horizontal surfaces like the sail panels, well, you can just see it for yourself. That looks like an absolute war crime right there. It ran like hell. The good news is that I had almost burned up everything in the cup by then, and I'd already mixed some more that I had not over reduced quite as much. So when I got to spraying the sides, it didn't do as much running on the sides. Now over here on the driver's side, it did not run at all. It laid out really great on the driver's side. I take that back. There is one very small run down at the very bottom of the door, almost to the rocker panel. You can still see some patchiness there where it's going to need another coat or two. I hope I have enough paint to finish it. But the driver's side turned out way better than the passenger side. I'm finding, for whatever reason, I'm finding what appears to be, I can't tell if they're fish eyes or if they're water droplets in my paint, especially over here on this side of the car. This panel was one of the worst that I had to color sand, so I basically sanded off most of that first finish coat on there, so it left even when I came back with my next coat, it's still really blotchy. I'm going to remedy that with the next coat. But as you can see, possibly through the camera, you can see there's one right there, right in the very center of the view right there. There's a patch of them right here where I believe the gun may have spit water during one of my passes. I can't tell. Just the pattern that it left leads me to believe that it was just an intermittent spit of water. And I don't know how in the blue hell I can be spitting water out of my gun right now. I've got, if I showed you the setup, I've got one of those desiccant balls right at the gun. I have about 4 different measures that I've taken to try to keep the water out of my paint, and it's still getting through. But I guess that's water. It does that. You can see there's a pretty good hefty run right there in that sail panel. And it looks like I had to do some more sanding on here anyway. All that color sanding I did on those sail panels looked like it was needing some more work. I guess this is lessons learned. I have what appears to be one long continuous run across this quarter panel right here, but it's not really there. It's just an optical illusion in the sanding, in the color sanding. I have one small run about 6 inches wide right there that I'm gonna have to sand out, and I think I have another one right about here at the door. It's gonna have to be sanded out. The sides, like I said, the sides look pretty rough, especially on this side, but the top and the hood, I can't tell you how tickled I am with the hood. The hood just came out just smooth. Something else I'm noticing, and this may be a function of the way I've got my temporary spray booth set up, I'm finding trash in my paint You know, I don't think there's any way in the world, short of doing this in some type of, you know, CDC sterilized decontamination room. I don't know how the hell you can keep the dust out of this stuff, but I thought I would have done a better job than what it's doing. And over here, as you get to this side of my car, as you might be able to see it right there. I don't know if you can see it in the sheen right there. There's some doo-doo that showed up in the paint right there. And just in general back here, this area right here just seemed to get more trash in it, the trunk, and the further away from, you know, if you notice, my negative air system is there. If you notice over there coming through the wall, and my filtration system is coming over there. I think this trash being over here in the paint job is a function of all the fresh air coming in from over there, drafting over the top of the car and going here. But the area where I'm actually standing over here by this corner of the vehicle, the air is not getting any movement or circulation. So therefore, anything that's floating around in the air over here basically has nothing working against it to get it out of here. And it's finding its way to the car. I don't know what to do with that, short of maybe adding another bank of filters over here on this side. If I end up running out of paint and not having enough base coat to finish the car and have to order more base coat in the meantime while I'm waiting for the paint to arrive, I'm probably going to go ahead and do that. I'll go ahead and just add on some filters for this corner over here. Maybe we can get some dual flow going through here, and that'll take care of our problem. That's it for now.